Diagram 9 shows a graph of y is equal to f of x drawn on the Cartesian plane. Does the limit of f of x as x approaches 0 exceed? Give your justification. How do we determine whether this limit exceeds or not? We need to look at their left-sided limit and right-sided limit. Left-sided limit and right-sided limit. Or we also can call it left-hand limit. Left-hand limit. And this one right-hand limit. Okay, what does this mean? Now, let me explain to you by using this example. Now, you look at this graph, we have a function y is equal to x squared minus 1 divided by x minus 1. So, what is the limit of this? X squared minus 1 over x minus 1 as x approaches 1. So you will notice that if you're directly substituting the x in x equal to 1 here, you will get undefined. You cannot find the answer, right? Because you see a gap over here. It means that when x is equal to 1, it is undefined. But it's okay. Even though when x is equal to 1 is undefined, but we still can get the limit. Now, let's look at the limit of this function as x approaches 1 from the left. So we can put a small negative here. So people know that this is left-sided limit. It means that when x approaches 1 from the left, okay, this way. So you will notice that. Then look at now look at this graph. When the x become closer and closer, this is 1. Become closer and closer to 1 from the left hand side, what is the behavior of y? You will notice that the y become closer and closer to 2, right? Therefore, we can say that the left-sided limit is equal to 2. Now, how about right-sided limit? The limit of this when as x approaches 1 from the right. We can put a small positive like this. Then people know that this is right-sided limit from the right. Now, look at this. When x approaches 1, as x approaches 1 from the right, what is the behavior of y? You will notice that the y become closer and closer. Now, when x is equal to 5, y is over here. When x is equal to 4, y is, when x is equal to 5, y is over here. When x is equal to 4, y is over here. When x is equal to 3, y is over here. What do you notice? The y value become closer and closer to the y to 2, right? Now, since the left-sided limit is equal to the right-sided limit, they are approaching to the same value, the y I mean. Therefore, we can say that the overall limit exceeds and the answer is equal to 2, right? Okay, let's say you don't have this graph. Can you get the answer? You still can get the answer. Now, how do you do that? I hope that you remember this. You will notice that if you direct substituting x equal to 1 into here, you cannot get the answer, right? Because when x is equal to 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, you will get undefined. So what do we need to do? First, we do some factorization. X squared minus 1 is equal to x plus 1. X plus 1 times x minus 1 and then divided by x minus 1. Okay, now hope that you remember this. I'm using this formula. A squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b, a minus b. So x squared minus 1, you can assume it as x squared minus 1 squared, the same thing. Now we can simplify this too. Eventually, we only left x plus 1. Now we can substitute the value of x into here, 1 plus 1. So the answer is 2. Okay, now look at this graph. Does the limit of f of x as x approaches 0 exist? Now 0 is over here. So you will notice that, now let me erase this one first. Look at this graph. Left sided limit, so I'm going to denote it by using this. The limit of f of x as x approaches 0 from the left. Now look at the graph. When x approaches 0 from the left, go this way, the y become closer and closer to the y is approaching -1, right? So the left side limit is -1. So how about the right side limit? This is 1, right? So you will notice that they do not agree with each other. This is not equal to this. So we can make a conclusion that this limit does not exist. Okay, the left left silent limit is not equal to the right silent limit. Therefore, we can make a conclusion that this does not exist. Okay, left sided, or you can say right, left hand limit. Left sided limit is not equal to the right sided limit. So the limit as x approaches 0 of f of x does not exist. Or sometimes you see people write D and E. This means that does not exist. Okay, now let's go to part B. We want to find the first derivative of this one by using the first principle. If you feel that this will make you confused, still remember, let's say if you have f of x, how do we get the first derivative? So this is f prime of x, which is mean first derivative is equal to f x plus delta x minus f of x. Here you will get delta x, right? Here you will get delta y divided by delta x as delta x approaches to 0. Okay, here you will get delta y divided by delta x. This is equal to dy by dx, right? Okay, so if you feel that this will make you confused, you can just let this whole thing be y. Let's say, for example, you can do it this way. Let y is equal to 2 over x plus 4. Okay, now, so this is at the point x and y. Now, how about when the x become x plus delta x and the y become y plus delta y? We just change this. Okay, I just let this one be the first equation. Then y plus delta y is equal to 2 over x plus delta x plus 4. Okay, this is a second equation. So I'm going to take the second equation minus the first one. Oh, sorry, this is not delta x, this is delta y. Okay, take the second equation minus the first one. So what is our goal? We want to say this. Delta y over delta x. Okay, take this one minus this one. You will notice that here, this minus this, you will get delta y, right? Delta y. And then this minus this will be a little bit complicated, but it's okay. X plus delta x plus 4 minus 2 over x plus 4. Now you will notice that the denominator are different, so the first thing is to make their denominator become the same. So I'm going to multiply this 2 by x plus 4, multiply this 2 by this one. So it becomes 2 times x plus 4 minus 2 times x plus delta x plus 4 over this times this. Okay, now just do some expansion. 2x plus 8 minus 2x minus 2 delta x. So the delta, you have to be careful. This is not 8 but delta x. And minus 8. 2, 4, you will get 8. Minus 8. So for the denominator, you can expand it. If you don't want to expand it, it's okay. You just keep it like this. Now, just do some simplification. So 2x minus 2x, no more. Plus 8 minus 8, no more. So eventually you only left negative 2 delta x. Negative 2 delta x over this one. You just copy x plus delta x plus 4 times x plus 4. Okay, so still remember what I told you just now, we want to say this. Therefore, I'm going to divide this whole thing by delta x. Divided by delta x. Do the same thing for the both sides. So divided by delta x is actually the same thing times 1 over delta x, right? Okay, now you can simplify this too. Now we got what we want. Delta y over delta x is equal to negative 2. This one you just copy. X plus delta x plus 4 times x plus 4. Okay, so we want the first derivative, which means f prime of x or divided by dx. So it's equal to the limit of this as delta x approaches 0, right? So do the same thing on left hand side and right hand side. This one you just copy. Now, so this is dy by dx, first derivative, and we just substitute the delta x equals 0 inside here. Once we substituting the delta x equal to 0 inside here, we know we don't need to, we do not write this anymore. So x plus 0 plus 4 times x plus 4. So eventually we will get the first derivative. Dy by dx is equal to negative 2 over x plus 4 square. Okay, this is the answer for this question.